So when you develop models like we have and questionnaires, they've got to be tested and retested and over-tested really, particularly to look at things like reliability and internal consistency, temporal stability, where you do a test maybe a year later to see if people's views have changed, validity studies. All of those things are incorporated in the new edition of RM5. We started researching in 1982, and RM5 has just come out. We've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours making sure everything is robust, of all of our models meet all of the criteria for reliability, for validity. There's norm data. We've got extensive manuals. Everything we do is robust. You can't actually develop instruments like we have in TMS without adequate research. Research is the basis of success in our industry. What we've done is increase the database from about 300,000 people to over 500,000, and all of that data had to be analysed. But the great thing about this, we have now been able to increase particularly the number of profession data, where we look at the various professions and the role around the wheel, up to something like 293 different professions. Quantity surveyors, engineers, marketing people, people who are art curators, and this enables us to actually look at the distribution of roles around the wheel for each of these professions. Well, I think one thing to do is, if anybody asks a question about how psychometrically active is this model, then they'll be able to delve into that particular part of the manual, which describes some of the reliability data, particularly the validity data, looking at the relationships with the Myers-Briggs type indicator, relationships with the 16PF, looking at the work versus the non-work, and particularly looking at the norm data. And I think this is going to be very important for network members when they're working with engineers or they're working with people in an organisation who particularly want to ask, well, what are other engineers like? Now they'll be able to provide them with that data. 600 pages of percentile norms covering just about everything. So network members will be able to show how the distribution of EI, PC, AB or SF relate to this particular profession, this particular country, this particular group of people. And I think some of the more research-oriented network members would probably take a copy of this and actually deliver this into the workshop, which answers a lot of questions, I think, about the distributions, the normal distributions of these particular characteristics.